Back making another video. I don't really know what to say in this video, you guys. I just feel so empty. I feel lost. My spirit family, my star family, they're just so far away. I just feel like I feel this emptiness. And sometimes I will feel like this. And I have all these songs, these images from movies. I have these songs playing in my head constantly. You know, the songs from way back when. Songs from like the 90s and movies I used to watch as a kid. Constantly playing, constantly going in my head. You know, missing my spirit family, missing my star family every day. Feeling like I can't befriend anybody. Maybe you guys feel the same way. And I think my only option now is to try to go back to school. And I don't even know if that's even gonna do anything or help me in the long run. All I have to do is I have to try, because I can't just be around here. I can't just sit here and do nothing. But you know, I wish I had a physical friend. You know, and I definitely need girlfriends, but they're really hard to find. They're really hard to come across. And I'm thinking, yeah, you can't really even make friends nowadays. I mean, you can try, but nobody wants to be in a true friendship today. And I don't even know what else to talk about. I just sit here in this apartment, like, listening to YouTube videos. It's like my only form of entertainment. I just have you guys. I just have you guys online to talk to, and I guess that's good enough. And also, I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers, but I don't want to try and reach that 500 by being like by talking about toxic content on my channel. I don't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna try and talk about things that I like talking about, I guess. I feel so empty sometimes. And my soul longs to like go back home. It's just one of those days where like I try to I try to feel inspirational, I try to feel creative, but sometimes it doesn't work. Like most of the time like I'll end up just like talking in my head, just trying to feel that spark again. But I just feel like I'm losing myself. Sometimes I just feel like there's nothing I can do to try and make my situation better because I'm not like most people. I'm not a normal person. I feel like an alien here on Earth. I mean, I have creative projects that I like working on. I have my hobbies. I have video games, I have music, but those are all just copes. They're all just copes at this point because I don't really have those copes I can really share with anybody because in my mind, like I'm so secretive, like I don't know, maybe you guys feel the same way. I don't know. You know, um, so I don't know, I'm just gonna try and see if I can pump out some videos just to see if I can reach 500 subscribers. Just try and upload these videos so I can kind of reach that limit. But most days I'm just most days I'm just in my own head and I just long for something like I just long for something more worthwhile. And there are some people online who there are some people online, there are some people on YouTube who make videos and like they follow the Bible and everything, and I recall this specific individual saying in some of his videos that for a woman she she will be saved through childbearing and all that, but I'm not the type of person who really follows the Bible and everything, but I remember a guy saying that, and to be honest, I'm very much afraid of giving birth to somebody for somebody. I don't think I can really handle that, because I really despise going to hospital clinics. I despise being in these clinics. I don't like hospitals. Sometimes they scare the fuck out of me because I don't think hospitals are natural. It's just a more convenient way for most women to give birth to children, and I guess it would. I guess it would somewhat. I mean, if I brought a child here, I guess it would somewhat make my life better. I guess it would I guess it would enrich my life, but I'm just afraid. I'm scared of giving birth. I really am. I'm really afraid of it. That's the only thing that's holding me back from bringing a child, from bringing my own offspring into this world. I have something called tocophobia, which is the fear of giving birth. And I don't know. I think most women of today, they just give birth out of lust, because when you're in the act, when you're in the act of doing all those things, all that, it's all out of lust. I don't really know what I'm talking about, you guys. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just here trying to make a video. But overall, it's just like, overall, my soul just longs to be like somewhere else. I wish I had friends. I mean, I have family, but I have all these secrets in my mind, and I just feel like most people will not come to understand me because I'm just so secretive in my mind. With all this this soul searching, I want to be somewhere else. As the empath, as the starseed person, you really do tend to be like very secretive with your mind and what you think about within your mind. And I'm probably saying the same words repetitively, but I don't care. And sometimes these love songs, these particular love songs that will play in my head, you know, that that yearning to go back home, to be with your soul family, to be with your star family again. And these songs will somewhat like ignite like a love frequency like within my heart. And it's crazy because the only time when I really truly feel at home is when I'm out in nature, is when I'm out walking amongst the trees and feeling the wind. And it's funny because I really enjoy when it's windy because the wind will just drown out like whatever is going on like in that area and in that immediate vicinity. I feel like I feel like I can truly be myself when I'm in the wind. When I'm walking around the trees, and I just feel like I can't do that here in this area that I'm at because there's too many people around. I can't be myself. I feel like I can't really be myself, and I can't really be within my own thoughts when there's a whole bunch of people around, even though they're not really like standing in front of me. You know, with all these cars like driving around, with all these people like walking around in the apartment and walking around outside, like I feel like I just can't really be myself. That's why I really just want to move out of here, but I can't move out of this area because I don't make money. We don't have enough money to move. And you know, the last place where I was at, I felt like I could truly be myself when going outside because you know, we had a house with like a yard and stuff. I could just go outside late at night whenever I want to and just talk to myself, you know, without worrying about like seeing other people. It's just very difficult to do that in this area where I'm at right now. I hate it. So I'm just gonna post this video. I'm gonna try and make more videos, but I really just need to try to wake up earlier because I hate doing videos when everybody else is getting up and all that, and I can't really think, and yeah, it's just sometimes it just gets really annoying. You know, and I'm in my mid-30s now, and I would just prefer to like be alone, but it would be nice to have a female friend or two who like really understands you, who really gets you, you know. You could tell them like your deepest secrets, what you're thinking about, which is not what normal people think about. It really isn't. You know, I have like this inner urging to share my inner thoughts with somebody, but even my boyfriend, like sometimes I feel like I can't really share my inner thoughts with my boyfriend because my thoughts are just so estranged. I think about these other worlds like constantly. I think about these fictional characters. I think about these fictional characters like every day. And I know what a normie would say. A normie would say like, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. Okay, yeah, I get that. But I really do put in the time to think about these certain people, these certain people who I'm never going to meet in my lifetime. Because I truly do love them. I truly do care for them. And I think about them every day. These fictional characters who I have completely fallen in love with. I'm never going to meet them in real life. I'm never going to meet them in this life. I think about these certain characters, these certain fictional characters who are in these certain movies. Like I think about these men constantly because I truly do have like an inner love for them. And it's a love like no other. And yeah, sure, you could say it's an obsession, but who doesn't have obsessive tendencies with a particular thing? I mean, who doesn't have that? And all my life is just one big cope. My life is just one big cope at this point. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get by. But that's just how life is. And now that I'm here in this physical body, I feel more lost than ever because nobody really knows what's going on in my mind. And I like to keep it secret because quote unquote normal people will just have like their physical families, and they'll have like their work and stuff, and most normal people will just like think about that all day, But I just think about these spiritual storylines, these characters, and I integrate myself. I want to be with them, like my spiritual soul, my spiritual self. I will integrate my own self with these fictional characters. And that's really not what a normal person thinks about. Not really. Because most of these people out here now, like, their mind is just so stuck on like physicality, you know. And I'm just here thinking about spiritual things. Things that may not exist on this earth. And sometimes I will see these people. Sometimes I will see these people in my dreams because I think about them so much. And you know what's crazy? Like most of the time when I go to sleep, when I dream, like I feel more at home there than I do in the physical waking world. Like I will dream a specific dream and I will feel at home there. Like I will feel like these dream entities, these dream characters, I feel like they really know me because they're actually talking to me, you know. And most of the time I will dream about my family in my dreams. Because those are the people who were in my life as a younger person. And as a younger person, like my heart was as a younger person, my heart felt more like fulfilled. My spirit felt like I was really supposed to be there with them at that time. That's why they always appear in my dreams. But sometimes I will be talking to these random dream characters and I feel like I've known them all my life. But in this physical reality, I feel like I can't really talk to just any random person because I don't know them, you know. Most of the time people are in their own heads, you know. But it really is hard. It really is difficult to make a new friend now. It really is difficult. And most of the time I'll just narrate myself. I'll talk to myself. And I will believe that like I'm talking to the person who I really want to talk about just to cope. Or I'll talk with this person who I really want to be with just to cope. Just to cope with this lonely life. And it's not like I don't want to be lonely all the time. It's just I just feel like if I talk to somebody about what I'm truly thinking about, they won't understand me. Because I don't have any friends. I just have to try and cope with my imagination. I want to be within my imagination because that's where I want to be. That's where I want to stay. Because this life is so horribly boring. People are plain Jane out here. They have no original thought in their head. You know. I mean, you just don't see like a normal person like thinking about you don't really hear about like a normal person just like making up stories in their head, which is what I do most of the time. And music will help with that. Certain movies will help with that. But it's just so short-lived. It's just a daily cope at this point. Yeah. And I really need to think about like going back to school, because that's just it's just my only option at this point. These places around here are not hiring. These normal like wagey like 9 to 5 jobs are not hiring. They don't want to hire a person like me, because I feel like when I go into these buildings, when I go into these companies and try and interview with these people, like they can just tell like there's something different about me. Like I'm not just this normal like I'm not this normal person who's just coming in to interview. But I know that these companies, they go through a lot of these people who they may be interviewing. I know they pick a specific kind of person, and I don't really know who they're looking for, but just like this Goodwill thing, like this, I've worked at Goodwill for like 5-6 years. I've been there for a while, like in a different town. And when that fire happened at my one house in the town that my parents are living in, we had to just like move. We had to move, and I couldn't really commute to that place anymore. I couldn't really commute to my job anymore, because we were only going off one vehicle. So I wasn't able to work at that place anymore, because we had to run from a fire back then. And it's just like, if I do get hired at some job, like I need to just try and like stay there. I need to try and stay there for as long as I can. But there are certain situations that may happen to where like I can't be at that job anymore. Like maybe like maybe like a certain job, a certain place, like, not making enough money. So they have to shut that job down, and I've been through a lot of that. I've been through a lot of situations where like, it was out of my hands. Like I couldn't really do anything about it, but I just had to leave that job just because they weren't, people weren't going to be at that job anymore, or I just end up making too many mistakes.